Guys, guess who I am? Isn't it obvious I'm cosplaying as the brand new Ghost Dredge skin? The fact that Behavior took this skin and turned it into this skin still amazes me. I mean, I just feel bad for the original artist. Like, not only does it look nothing like the original, when you're playing the skin, the visibility is brutal. But look, botching one skin isn't the end of the world. Not every single hit is gonna be a home run. Like, you're gonna strike out every once in a while. But when you look at Dead by Daylight's track record recently, you start to see a pattern. The rifts used to be packed full of content. Now they feel pretty desolate. Events used to have all different kinds of rewards. Now you're lucky if you get a charm and a banner. Behavior came out and apologized for how bad the rift was, but will anything actually change? Or is this our new norm? I mean, maybe our expectations are too high, but the community has come to expect a certain level of quality. And it feels like that bar has been dropping lower and lower with every update. So today we're not just talking about a broken skin. We're talking about all the issues in quality over the past month, because if Behavior keeps cutting corners like this, the scariest part about Dead by Daylight won't be the killers, and it won't be these knives, which are definitely not real for YouTube monetization sake. These are fake knives. Fake. All that and more, but now it's time to stay in the loop. If you need the DVD scoop, it's time for you to stay in the loop. All right, we're back from putting away those clearly fake prop knives. And I want to wish you a warm welcome to Season 3 of In the Loop, your #1 source for Dead by Daylight news. Look, the Ghost Dredge skin was definitely not accurate to the original drawing, but I'll admit that's like kind of a hard skin to nail, like capturing like the ghost essence or whatever. Like, I don't know. I really don't blame Behavior for kind of whiffing on that one. It's not about the skin itself. It's about like where the game is trending. Like, it started with all the bugs and it's just continued with like the quality and the content going down. Look at the rift, for example, especially the free one. You used to be able to get all different types of cosmetics in the rift, whether you bought it or not. Like, the free one was still packed full of stuff. I remember when I started this game, I was actually kind of shocked with like how much you could get without spending money on like the battle passes, because battle passes are like such a big thing in every game. But in this current rift, I think there's like 4 cosmetics in the free one. Like, that's insane. And even with the paid rift, you usually get like all these different recolored skins, and like there's a tweet that kind of outlines like all the stuff you used to get from the rift. And this season, it feels like you're really not getting a whole lot. Dead by Daylight actually had to come out and apologize for this. They said, you know, like, we hear you, we're gonna do better going forward. And that's kind of the response they've continued to give us recently. The reason why I think they're saying that is because like this content was probably made a while ago, so like there's nothing they can do now. Like, I'm guessing it came off the back of those layoffs last year, but that kind of like begs the question, like, is this our new norm? Like, I'd argue in the past, like when I started with Dead by Daylight 2 years ago, I felt like the devs were whipping out an insane amount of content. But now that they laid off a bunch of people, I think it was like 100 something people, maybe we just have to lower our expectations a little bit. And I'm not saying that's right. Like, the people that play this game like expect a certain level of quality, and we put so much time and effort into it. But I'm just saying that might be our reality. Like, they don't explicitly say how many people are working on Dead by Daylight, but it's probably between what, like 500 to 750. And that's not all like developers. Like, they have like marketing people, and I'm sure like accountants, and like the licenses manager, and there's like a lot of different roles. So I'm sure like only maybe like 150 developers are actually working on the game, or maybe not even that much. I'm not sure. And there's people complaining of the fact that we're not getting any more content for the end of the year. And I guess where I would push back on that is like, maybe that's a good thing. In a perfect world, right, we would take quality over quantity. Yeah, I'm hopeful we'll get good quality. Like I said, I was always amazed with how much content they pushed out, and maybe we're just kind of coming down from that past expectation when they had all those people employed. So our next segment is Voice of the Fog, where we highlight our favorite comment from last week's episode. And this week's winner was Milk Tea, longtime supporter of In the Loop, who says, "To be honest, shirtless Myers is all I need." That was my last video about the Myers rework, and I'm glad that's all Milk Tea needs to be happy. Comment on this video for your chance to be next week's Voice of the Fog, and maybe don't comment on how little clothes killers are wearing. The Halloween event has officially dropped, and to talk about that, we have Straz from the future. Hey guys, Straz from the future here. I'm here with little Frankie. I just got done playing the new Haunted by Daylight event, and I would say using the word new is probably a stretch. Look, the event is a lot of fun. Like, I really enjoy the Haunted by Daylight event, but it's basically the exact same event we had last year, which some people are pissed off about, and I understand that, but, you know, I don't know. I'm having fun. I think it's a-okay. They did make some weird changes that I'm not too happy about. So the void crystals that you pick up, you can now put those on generators, and it basically has like a passive repair ability, which I guess is kind of cool, but like, do we really need more gen rushing items? And then another thing that kind of pissed me off is in the old Haunted by Daylight event, when you had a full bar of like energy built up and you went into the void, you could grab a void crystal, you could just shatter it right there on the spot and grab another, and that was just a really good way to boost up your blood points. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but for this year's event, like grabbing one void crystal takes like 75% energy, or like maybe like 70%. So if you grab one and shatter it, then you have to like kick like 3 or 4 more pumpkins inside the void to get another crystal. So it's just kind of annoying to me. That used to be like a foolproof way to grind blood points. But overall, I would say, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. I would say that this event is a success. Our next segment is the Hooked Highlight, where we pick one clip from our Discord to showcase. This clip is from someone I'm very familiar with because it was taken from one of our open lobbies while I was live on Twitch. Going up against our beloved Sadako, there was 2 survivors remaining, me and Rhino. We made the collective decision to clutch up, and after a lengthy chase, I was able to juice the Sadako, narrowly escaping her grasp and escaping.
Oh. So insane. Where's the gate at? No way! No way! No fucking way! Come on!
Now you might be wondering, Straz, did you really just include yourself as the Hooked Highlight? And the answer is absolutely yes. I mean, I'm wearing a blazer in a Dead by Daylight YouTube news video. There's really no like line or boundary I won't cross. And speaking of crossing lines, there's been a lot of drama around Choy's recent video. Look, I'm a Choy fan. I enjoy a lot of his videos, but his most recent one was a little bit of a head scratcher. Now, I'm a news guy. I'm not really a drama guy. And all things considered, I'm not really for the drama. Like, I'm not trying to spark anything up. I'm not trying to take anyone's side. This video was a little ballsy. So basically, this video is talking about MMR and how things get boring when you get to a high MMR, because people are using the same killers or the same builds and the same items and add-ons, which I think we can all agree with. Like, completely fine. But then it goes into how to smurf to get yourself into lower tier lobbies.
So with a brand new account, when you search with your primary account and a Swift together, the MMR will completely open between 650 MMR and whatever your current highest MMR player in the lobby is.
Which is, yeah, I mean, that's bold. The reason smurfing's bad is because you're basically making life easier for you, but then you're dunking on like lower level players. And Choy said he really enjoyed himself. Like, he had more variety and the games were a little more dynamic and fun, which I'm sure they were. Like, you're not going up against the same killers with Pain Res, Grim Embrace, the Deadlocks or the Pops or the DMS. But basically, one of the only reasons MMR even exists is to like protect newer players. Like, you don't want a brand new player coming into the game just to get juiced for 5 gens. And Choy's been getting a lot of backlash on Twitter about this. Like, if you've opened up Twitter in the last 48 hours, I'm sure you've seen someone quote tweeting this video. And like, I get why people are like kind of calling this out. I'm like, I don't know. I think either side's fine, I guess. Like, you could hate the video or you could like the video. Choy can make the video. And I guess people have the right to comment and call him out for it. Like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but Choy is taking some heat right now, and hats off to him. He doesn't seem to be kind of like backing down. I probably wouldn't promote smurfing to a bunch of people. Like, I don't think we should all do this. Maybe we all need to bring a different attitude. Maybe that's a better conversation. Maybe we all just need to stop using meta perks. We got to be willing to lose a little bit, not purposely lose. Don't misquote me, because some people, when I say that, are always like, why would I play a game where I purposely lose? Don't purposely lose, but purposely pick perks knowing you might lose. And to talk about more things coming in the future, we have Straz with the fog forecast. Thank you, Straz. Not a whole lot to talk about. we just have the brand new event that just dropped, the Halloween event. They do have event offerings, but just know the best way to get blood points is still going to be through Bloody Party streamers. For all those queuing up, be prepared to get pissed off. There's a high likelihood that you as a killer bring Bloody Party streamers, and then all 4 survivors bring an event offering. It's gonna piss you off. Do yourself a favor, just bring an event offering, or be prepared to be let down. Also, at the end of the month, remember we have those blighted skins coming to the game. Blighted Springtrap is gonna be absolutely fire. I cannot wait to see that one. That's all I have for the fog forecast. Back to you. So let's talk licenses. Now, I know earlier in the video I talked about content and like the lack of content until 2026. And again, I don't think it's a bad thing they push the content off to 2026 as long as it's quality. But there's starting to be even more speculation around who that killer is going to be in early 2026. Now, Jason has come to Call of Duty and Fortnite, so a lot of people are wondering when Jason is coming to Dead by Daylight. Some people think it's going to be the 10th anniversary. Maybe he's the early 2026 licensed killer. I'm not entirely convinced he's either, but we did get a little more information from part 2 of the King's interview with Matthew Cote. So Matthew Cote was asked why don't they do more chapters with licenses that they already have, kind of like how Resident Evil has multiple chapters. And Matthew Cote kind of hinted that there was something like in the immediate future that would fit that criteria, which makes me believe that the early 2026 killer is a repeat license. So it could be FNAF, it could be Walking Dead, but what I think is most likely is Stranger Things. There has been a lot of rumors around Stranger Things coming back for a second chapter, and Matthew Cote, by kind of answering that question of like, hey, wait and see for licenses with multiple chapters, makes me believe that it will be Stranger Things. Now, I know there's not going to be any more new content for 2026. I wouldn't be surprised if we started to see some hints getting dropped at the end of the year. So be on the lookout if we get any hints, but my money is going to be on Stranger Things. So for our final segment, we go back over to the Wheel of Nerfs. As a reminder, Dead by Daylight nerfs killers really without any rhyme or reason sometimes. Last week we found out that Billy might be in the crosshairs. Now let's see who Behavior is planning to nerf after Billy. Well, I don't think a lot of people play her. I think she's still kind of buggy still, but the Houndmaster is going to be receiving a massive nerf. For the 3 Houndmaster mains out there, I apologize. They're going to turn her dog into like a chihuahua, and it no longer will be able to grab you, just simply bark. Let me know what nerfs you would do to Houndmaster if your Behavior, because now you're legally obligated to nerf her. And always remember to stay in the loop.